curtain fire shooting game. Yes. So, I still have a headache, and it's still there. It might be getting better, I'm not sure. But I figured that I might as well upload something or other. So, why not upload and record some replay I made a few days ago? Something called a 1cc of hard mode, using Marissa solo, and also it's a pretty horrible 1cc. Yes, it initially started out as just me wanting to fight Aaron just for fun, to, you know, get some training maybe on Aaron's fight, but it sort of turned into something else, and I was gonna like go for it even if I had to use continues, and well, I decided at the last second to see what I would actually do. So here we have stage 1. I'm using Marissa solo for reasons that I'm just kind of like bored of the other characters, and I never really play Magic Team because Alice makes it pretty terrible. So yeah, Marissa here, we got stage 1. Avoiding the fairies, they're shooting stuff at me, I don't really care because they're dead now. And here we have Welllll Nightbug, even though she has hair. She is someone we can still fight. And most Touhou characters have cares, actually. Hair. Cares? Yes. Cares. Also, we're playing Imperishable Night, in case you were wondering and cannot read from the title screen. I'm not even sure if it says on the title screen, but we have Meteor on Earth, where I use a freaking death bomb because I am absolutely... I don't know why. That's pretty much the first shameful act of this run. I bombed on freaking the first stage. It is a sign of things to come. Don't you worry, my friends. Don't you worry. Man, my headache is still there. And oh no, Alice is there, but she's not actually here. And the frame rate is suffering. That's depressing. But that's okay, I guess. We'll see what actually comes of that later in the recording. Fraps and Touhou have never agreed when I try to do this kind of thing, so... First spell of this boss, Firefly Phenomenon, and I don't really remember how it goes. I'm pretty sure it went decently. Look at me trying to focus and do like unfocused dodging at the same time. This can only end in tragedy. But it didn't, surprisingly. Yeah, I'm just like trying to get time points, I guess. I don't really know why. Basically for the continues that I was trying to get, I don't know. Just trying to get time points is semi-difficult when you're a solo character, just because you have to constantly, you know... Can you even get time? I think you can. I'm not sure if you can while focusing if you're a human. But anyway, Nightbug Storm, not very pleasing to me. It's got crisscrossing stuff, and I can't deal with that very often, but it's a pretty easy spell, so... You know, it doesn't really happen too often that I fail this, but we shall see. See, final spark, just can't do stage 1 in this run. I'm not really sure why. Another reason I like Marissa is just like I feel I can play really, really recklessly. Don't know why. I think I missed like a spell during my commentary. It all goes by so fast. Did we get the final spell from Welllll where you get more time? I don't know. I don't remember. No, it wasn't, because I know that one's ridiculous, so okay. But yes, here we are. I don't know what those enemies are. Those things? They're like fans? I don't know what those things are. I've never understood. You know, first death in stage 2. Pretty great playing. This is hard mode, by the way, in case you couldn't read that purple text over there, in case you can't see me bombing all the time. This is hard mode. It's the only difficulty that I find acceptable to play nowadays. Because I can't beat Lunatic for sure, and I can barely beat this, that's for sure as well, and normal's too easy. I guess I was kind of inspired to make this particular video because I was watching Kiwi Sauce's LPs, plural, of other Touhou games, and his first runs and his 1cc's, and I'm just like, I wish my life was a 1cc, and then, poof, this video appeared. And also the reference at the beginning, I guess, is also there. I'm killing fairies using an icicle shot looking thing that's not actually ice, but magical magic! And we have the boss, Mr. Welllll I, some kind of bird owl sparrow thing. I don't really know. She's a bird and she's got non-spells that have familiars. You can kill the familiars and then they won't attack you very much. And Howl of the Horned Owl, the first spell. More crisscrossing, which is absolutely horrible for me, but I think I get through this okay. We'll see in a few seconds. It's red, white, and blue, so it's the color of patriotism. Welllll I loves patriotism. It is all that she knows. And now she's got her little green bullets that are spraying all over the screen, and her familiars that you can destroy if you want to actually, you know, pass this trial that is known as this non-spell. And it's just kind of going on. This non-spell should be over already. Come on, me. You could kill it faster than that. I know you're Marissa and you have very low spread, but anyway. Poisonous Moth Scales. This attack is pretty hard, actually, and I think, as I have demonstrated, bombing is an option here. So, that handles that one. Next non-spell, we have this awkward spinning deal, and more familiars that don't get a chance to do anything. Because as a solo human character, you really don't have a choice not to kill them, so... And there we have it. Next spell is that Ill Star Dive? I never read the spells because I just always forget. More crisscrossing and I died. 2 deaths in stage 2 so far. This is pretty good as far as runs are concerned. But I think I pretty much got the rest of this handle. It's the darkness is descending. Song of the Night Sparrow. This is where things start to get really hairy because the darkness encroaches in upon you and you can't really see anything. All you could do is hope that you go between the things, but it's pretty aimed, so it's not really a big deal in the slightest. As long as you have the ability to go through and hope that your hitbox is small enough, you'll make it. And I actually get the freaking final last spell, Midnight Chorus Master. This attack is pretty luck-based, and I think the green shots are aimed. I'm not entirely sure, but it kind of feels that way at least. And, you know, just kind of hope you make it, and hope the familiars don't maim you with their shots that just sort of linger there for a while, and all is well. Doing pretty well so far, as you can see. I'm not quite sure how it happened. I don't think I've ever really captured this before this run. So, spoiler, I do capture it. Oh man, I bet I'm not very good. Yeah, I don't know, this is just kind of like a trial run for commentating over Touhou, because I've kind of considered doing it in the past, but I don't know. We'll see how this turns out in the end. Memories of the History Eater's home, and we can kill a whole bunch of fairies all over again, because that's what Touhou's all about, killing fairies, unless you're in one of the older games, in which case you kill Mr. Ghostface, and he is quite the swell guy. And Marissa just sort of goes at the POC all the time, because I am a crazy person and love to play her recklessly like this. Look how fast she freaking moves! You don't realize it while playing, but this is freaking insane stuff going on. Look at all these bullets! Well, I guess I didn't need to use a bomb there, but maybe I could have dodged it. I'm not sure. I think, yeah, that was one of those points where maybe I didn't need to bomb, but I was just kind of panicking. I hate those particular fairies with their familiars that shoot those small pellet bullets. They're really annoy me because they take forever to die. And we have Kaine or Kaine, and I don't know how to pronounce her last name there, but I had to bomb because I don't know why. This attack isn't even that hard, but I don't know. This run was not a good run for me. The events of this night. Oh, well, never mind. First Pyramid. This is a pretty easy attack. Yeah, especially if you get an opportunity to kill all the freaking familiars, because it becomes absolutely nothing by the end. Just those bubble bullets and my death. Notice how there's a trend of me saying things are semi-easy or hard, and then I die. That seems to be a thing that happens often. Well, not usually, actually. I'm pretty sure It's just this run that's an exception. But, you know, I tend to think certain things are easy when they're actually not, and I just forget how hard they are. And see, more of these fairies, they just don't die. Just die. I'm pretty sure they have a predetermined time that they are allotted on screen, and after that point they actually start taking damage and die. Because notice how I wasn't even shooting that one, and then it did die like much faster than the other one. So anyway, here is the actual kind of third boss fight, and just destroy the familiars with this attack, and it is pretty much not an issue in the slightest. Ephemerality 137. Destroyed the familiars, and it pretty much is trivial. If you don't, it's actually semi-difficult. I've noticed that in this run and in most runs where I play as Marissa, I've noticed that being able to kill the familiars is actually more helpful than I initially thought. And usually when I play bosses, I go pure focus because you get more time points from grazing that way, because you have to be focused most of the time in order to dodge stuff. So here we have Yoshimitsu Crisis, which, let me face it, I don't capture this one very often, and because of the crisscrossing spread, but I do get it that time. Another non-spell of this variety, another fairly easy non-spell due to that variety. Well, it probably is a lot harder if you don't kill the familiar, so just make sure you do that, unless you want a really hard time for no reason. This one, I don't know. I'm not sure if it's possible to actually do this one without, like, because the familiars block your shots if you're a human character, so I don't know. So that's why I just bombed that one. And here we have The Legend of Gensokyo. Yeah, you can just memorize, like, where the safe spots are with the lasers, but I don't know, it's still pretty hard. Just dodging those bullets while going through lasers, it's not very easy for me. And here we have the last spell, Future God's Realm. It's not particularly a godly spell. It's actually, this is like one of the easiest last spells there are, because you can just stand there and, you know, I'm safe apparently. Happy birthday, kinda, you're dead, or at least half dead. Whoa, because she's like a wear thing. I don't actually know what she is. Stage 4, Uncanny Legendary Paradise. This is actually quite a fun stage. This and Stage 3 I find pretty fun compared to the other stages in the game. So here we are, fun time. See, there's all this stuff shooting at you. You know, you can just weave between them all and be like, yeah, I'm dodging stuff, and then I bomb. Pretty great, aren't I? Yes, I am the Bomb Meister. And then we're gonna kill some fair. Oh man, that column. They assaulted me in frontline, frontier action. Just stream those red bullets. It will become apparent why sooner or later. When you got to face multiple of them, it helps a lot to realize you can stream them like that. Yes, indeed. More of these fairies. There's just endless amounts of little semi-medium HP fairies all over this game, so just be prepared to deal with them. They drop a lot of time points if you kill them when they've got familiars around. Kind of hard to get those points when you're a human character, as I have stated previously. I don't think I actually get any more of the time point required spells. Like, I just don't flat out get enough time points for them in this run, so you won't be seeing any more of those. All of the fairies have disappeared, and the moon in the background appears oddly staged, as if it was not real in the slightest, which may or may not be part of the plot of this game. Oh, freaking man. Man, there's a lot of lag for some reason going on here, and I just bombed this. This is a non-spell that is quite difficult if you can't use your spiritual yokai form, because he'll just get maimed by the yin-yang orbs unless you're playing as Reimu versus Reimu, which is not a thing that happens often if you're in a main game environment. Super duplex barrier. This one I can capture some of the time and some of the time not. It's all depends on those white amulets, and I did not do it that time. Not at all. It's kind of embarrassing actually. This non-spell, it's fun, but it's also hard because I seem to lose focus of, yeah, like I rammed right into that bullet. It was a white amulet because, like, I'm focusing on the red, so I didn't even know it hit me at the time. Only in replay would I have even figured that out. Fantasy Seal Fader. This one's hard. It's fun, but it's hard. It's hard to react in time. It's hard to find the openings. I can see that Reimu is harder than Marissa as a stage 4 boss, but I find Reimu more fun to play. I just find Marissa's just kind of dumb. I don't know. Marissa has some really annoying non-spells, and I just don't like them very much, but that might just be me. But playing as Marissa is pretty dang crazy. See, look at all this nonsense. Look at it! Look at it, everyone! Look! I don't even freaking kill that guy, and I go all around. I'm insane, aren't I? Pulling off crazy maneuvers. Look at this. Look at me not die. Never happens. I missed that bomb, I think. Or did I? I don't know. Didn't really notice. Hello, Reimu. It's time for phase 2 of the boss fight. Kind of a weird boss fight in that the first half is like the mid-boss, but kind of not. I don't know. The boss music's playing. The non-spells in the second half of the fight are probably my favorites. This one, not that much, but the second one, the next one that's coming up, is one of my favorite attacks in this fight. Demon Binding Ring. This attack is just like freaking impossible for me. All those yin-yang orbs, well actually those aren't really a problem, but just the fact that this thing moves you around, and it's got those arrow bullets that I hate from freaking Perfect Cherry Blossom. All these things combined make it a freaking impossible attack for me. And I don't think I've captured it very often. I think only once, and that one time was now. Yes. That's like a million points there. I don't know. Yeah, this attack, I love this attack when you don't have, when you're not focused in your the yokai PAL format. Basically, yeah, just avoiding all those bouncing yin-yang orbs is pretty fun while dodging all this stuff. I enjoy it. I don't really know why, except those reasons. Fantasy Seal Dark. Oh, this one. This one is pretty hard to capture. It's doable, but in a way, I feel like I get walled like 90% of the time. Pretty surprised I didn't die right then and there, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, I don't capture it either. Unfortunate. It's a pretty neat concept for an attack. Hakurai Danmaku Field. These bounding attacks are pretty awesome. This one especially because of all the dodging involved that you gotta do. You gotta go up, then you gotta go down, and the bullets are coming from below the screen because of weird boundary issues. For some reason, Yukari has less boundary powers than Reimu. It's kind of a mysterious thing. And then I thought I had a bomb there, so I just sort of, suicide. That's how I roll. If I think I have a bomb, I just want to get out of the center of fire as quickly as possible. Whoa! Screen's going whack there. I don't think you guys can see it, but it was pretty bizarre. Stage 5. A stage which I don't quite like as much as some of the others, but it's still pretty okay. I like the music in this one. Full power mode. Way to go, Marissa. A pure cage in the filthy world. I always thought that name was kind of funny and kind of interesting. And I just killed all those guys. They are bunny fairies because this is a land of rabbits. Moon rabbits, to be precise, but we'll get there when we get there. This part of the stage, it's just like dodge everything or die or bomb, I guess, if that is your wish, but otherwise it's pretty straightforward. Dodge the stuff until it gets to this part when there's everything is going to kill you, except it all goes away. So we seem to be going down some very Japanese style mansion hall here, and those guys die pretty quick and are not threatening very much if you destroy the familiars. I forget if they're threatening at all if you don't destroy the familiars, but it's kind of been a while since I've played this game with a normal team character choosing thing. And so the excitement begins anew. And now we have the mid-boss. Touhou, I don't know, it's some obsolete pronunciation or something, an obsolete letter, so it's kind of confusing. I fail at this because of the crisscrossing. I cannot mentally find the safe spot, so I'm pretty sure I will not be capturing this non-spell, even though capturing non-spells isn't usually a thing that happens. Yeah, just go ahead and bomb it all, Marissa. Why not? She drops a 1-up after all, so who freaking cares if I bomb it? I need enough lives to once see the game, so I don't want to die there. at my most weak point, that would just be horrible. I think I totally botched this section. Yeah, I do. So I gotta try to get out of it, and it ends up happening. I still can't believe I was able to do that. Pure luck is happening on this run, and pure unluck, basically. And now the final section of the stage, which is actually longer than just this part, but it's basically the same concept for the rest of the stage. There's a bunch of these big fat fairies that throw out stuff at you like no tomorrow, and then they all explode in a violent manner. Master Spark saves the day yet again. And there's weird red spirits in the background. And we have the Lunatic and Lunar Rabbit, racing Undongininaba, who is lagging again. I wonder if this lag will even show up, but yeah, when they start their spells, they lag. So the non-spells, yeah, I find them really clippy. Raisin is supposedly a pretty easy stage 5 boss, but I don't know, I find her spells fairly challenging, and I find her non-spells very clippy. I'm not sure if that will be shown later, but I'm pretty sure I will die, or at least have to bomb to a non-spell. Anyway, we have Mind Blow, Red Eyes, Hypnosis, okay? Where there's a strategy you can use to do this, and it seems fairly effective. And the fact that you can go through bullets also makes it pretty easy, in case you can't tell. But yeah, I still fail. It's unfortunate. I fail a lot of things. I don't capture very many spells in this run, unfortunately. This is my least favorite of her non-spells because I always fail it. I will never learn it correctly because I don't know, it's so not enough room, especially with Marissa's hitbox there. Lunatic Gaze, Illusion Seeker. Find the safe boxes that appear, but they're all converging in confusing ways, so good luck. And the fact that the familiars block your shots when not in time stop whatever form also makes this fairly long for Marissa in this situation. And Doom again, failure. I just find it difficult to get into these safe spots without backing my face into like a bullet or something. I guess that's just my problem. Here is another problem non-spell. You just have to remember to stay at the bottom for all these non-spells immediately, otherwise you'll basically get pegged, and it's not a very fun sight if that happens. I don't know why I'm like giving advice or anything. Maybe it's just like personal experience I want to share. I want you to not fail this. Indolence Mind Stopper. Stay in the center, go to the bottom. It's pretty much the only strategy there is. Unfortunately, things start getting hairy just about now, where stuff like this happens, and I get afraid. So I bomb. Bomb when you're afraid, everybody. Don't ever be afraid to bomb in Touhou. It'll just get you killed. Like, seriously, that is what happens. And the final spell, Spread Sign, Invisible Full Moon. Her easiest attack by far, perhaps barring the non-spells, but yeah, basically just gotta move upwards. Remember where the safe waves are. That was almost a really close call, and you'll be fine. It takes a while, but this attack is really nothing to sneeze at. Actually, the opposite. That means it's actually hard, but no, this attack is not hard, but I almost screwed it up right there. Just get up there, and all is well. Are you done yet? Are you done? Thank you for being done, Raisin. Now, it's time to move on to blow everything up in sight. Yes, I do decide to go the Kaguya route instead of my initial I want to do Aaron, because I'm like, hey, this is a potential 1cc going on here. I want to live! And I always thought this was the hardest opener to a stage ever, and then I realized that it was also just streaming, and that just made it a lot easier, I guess. 5 impossible requests at 3 a.m. in the morning. What are we doing this late at night across the sky? We are collecting as many freaking points as possible so we can get a next one up, which I am desperately trying to acquire at this point. I remember that. Oh, by the way, this is just like, this run is only a few days old. I just did this a couple days ago. I forgot if I mentioned that. Like, it doesn't show the year on the replay counter, so just letting you know. And I really want those so badly. And I wasn't sure if there was another wave, so I bombed just to make sure I had enough time to get the point items. But it turns out there was another wave anyway, so it was kind of a waste of a bomb. But it is time face Aaron the mid-boss. With her crisscrossing bullets of hell that I will never ever capture this non-spell in my entire life, I'm pretty sure. But I think it's pretty much done. Well, this wave is coming, but I don't think, yeah, we don't even get to see it. That's okay. Galaxy in a Pot. This attack I never ever captured before, so I was very pleased when I was able to do it this run. It's difficult for me because I don't know. Yeah, I like try to dodge those bullets that they shoot out, but then the other wave comes and I'm like outside of it usually, so it makes it much more difficult for me than it probably needs to be. And that is Aaron. Got a bomb, got a spell card bonus, got some sun in the background, which is actually a moon that is emitting some lunar rays. And Marissa is pointing out that the moon is there just like I am. And Kaguya, the final boss, Flight of the Bamboo Cutter. This is a pretty awesome intro non-spell. I really like this one. It's pretty crazy. There's a lot of macro dodging and random dodging, and you gotta stream a little. It's got a lot of cool elements to it that I do enjoy. Brilliant Dragon Bullet. This one. I practiced so many of these stage 6 spells now. I finally figured out you could stream this a little by just twitch dodging basically a little bit after every wave, but still those round bullets definitely get in the way, which makes it much more difficult. And now the second non-spell. This one, it's difficult because it's so random and like it sort of like rotates. They all start shooting in different directions, so you have moments of safeness and moments of really denseness, and it's overall pretty hard non-spell, I've always thought. But I do capture it, so that is very nice. Find Treasure, Buddhist Diamond. This one, impossible for me. Absolutely and utterly impossible. No captures on this one, not even in spell practice. Practiced it for a long time. Didn't get it. It's too random. There's too much randomosity. That's not even a word. There's too much randomness in the lasers and too much randomness in the stars, and then there's that cyan bullet stuff going on. It's just, I cannot capture this one. But I will, well, I didn't survive, but I will make it. No, I guess I do bomb, okay. Never mind, I'm worse than I thought I was. This is this the second to last non-spell? I don't know. It's the third one at least. Also pretty freaking hard. Not as hard as Aaron's. Aaron has like some kind of version of this, which is like freaking crazy. I think it might actually be a spell of hers. I don't really remember, but that was also failure. Salamander Shield. This is a pretty fun attack. Fairly easy. It might be difficult if you don't realize it's streaming because you don't see those bullets appear at first, so you're like, oh crud, I'm doing something absolutely terrible when you first see them appear. So you just gotta stream it and re-stream it accordingly when you get to the corner, and all will end fine. Listen to me giving advice when this is such a terrible run. Like, how could you reliably use me as a teacher of anything? This is... Don't listen to most of the things I'm saying, probably. They're probably all completely and utterly wrong. So, that's a nice capture. I was very pleased about that, just because, you know, a capture in this day and age, in this run. Yeah. This non-spell. I like this non-spell a lot. It is scary for me because those slow-moving bullets are frightening. They move so slowly, but it's like they slowly creep up in you. They're like snails with, you know, bombs attached to their chest. You don't want them to creep up on you, but they're so silent, so small, they might. Lifespring Infinity. I have no freaking idea how to do this attack, period. In practice, I couldn't even get close, so I just bomb it. The normal version of this attack, I don't remember being very difficult at all, so I don't know what's going on. I have to use even another bomb here because I'm stupid and don't really know how it works. And the final attack, Divine Treasure, Hurai Jewel. Very, very long, very, well, fairly difficult attack. It's mostly difficult just because it's so long, I think. You have to endure for so much, and there's so much streaming and dodging amid all this jewelry-looking stuff. And I was mistaken. I was like, I told someone earlier that the fact that these familiars were blocking my shots was making it more difficult. That's actually not the situation at all, because you don't even do damage until something like 40 seconds into the attack, so... And by then I've destroyed all those familiars anyway, so it doesn't really matter, but I do have to use quite a few bombs, and I did lose a life earlier. And it's kind of a dicey situation now, isn't it? But I am starting to do damage to the boss, so maybe, just maybe, with this last bomb in my inventory, can I beat Kaguya, Moon Priestess, Woman of Exile, who's kind of on the run and shooting rainbows at me? Can I? Just a few more health units left. Kaguya, you fiend! I must destroy you! Yeah! And then, you know, these last spells. I'm not gonna mention these because this is kind of just, you know, embarrassing. But yeah, this is an attack where you gotta, you know, dodge stuff that's attacking you, and yeah, it's kind of like streaming in a very impossible to stream environment eventually. So yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. So failed that, and I don't really have that much time left, since I think it's, yeah, at 5 a.m. The game will automatically end, so too bad, because of the final attack of this is pretty dang awesome. I wish I would have gotten there to make things much more epic, but oh well. Imperishable Night's End, Dead of Night. Usually I can get this one, but not today. It's too bad. I don't think I've ever faced it on hard mode though, so just normal. Well, that was my hard mode 1cc of this game, my first hard mode 1cc of this particular Touhou game. I think the only one I've ever 1cc on hard mode was Mountain of Faith, Touhou 10. I'm not sure if I 1cc ESOD, Touhou 6, but on hard, I don't know. So maybe in the future I will do a live run of some game, maybe an extra. I don't know, there's still a few extras I haven't beaten. 11, 12, and 13 I haven't beaten yet, so maybe I'll do a thing of those, maybe, I'm not sure. Well, anyway, see you guys at some point in the future with hopefully less headache induced nonsense. So see you guys at some point then.